what was the example of like, okay, this thing is going down, I need to bail?
So be it my first marriage, I was 24. I married into a family, and my son was my ex-wife's fourth. So I came into, we call it a blended. It's technically broken family, and we came together with as much love as possible. So at 24, I was super ambitious, and she already had 3. She was great. She's still a great friend, a great mom. She was a great person as well. She was 5 years older than me. She was married before me, so I was her second. So the odds, just, I didn't count the cost, but the odds were already stacked against me. And I just finished like school and the band that I was in for maybe a year and a half. So my foundation wasn't as firm. It wasn't solid. So financially, you can imagine what happened. And matter of fact, we got married in 2006, and the recession hit. Low key.
2008.
It was already sleeping in 2007. You're right. It was 2008 that everybody got, they felt it. 2007, I remember she was still looking for jobs and couldn't get a job in like mid to the third or fourth quarter of 2007. She couldn't she couldn't get hired for nothing. And then it hit, and it was like broadcasted, we're in a recession.
What field was she in?
She was an artist and creative, but she also started getting into teaching and early childhood, childcare.
Okay.
So she was in that space, and it was like not a lot. And then she started applying to, I think, even the airport at one point, and looking for that type. Because at some point you start off with what you believe you're good in, and you don't find nothing. You just start looking for what you can get.
Yeah.
And what makes sense, at least enough to where you can support the family. And I was already working, but I was still working in the field of performing live on drums with artists. But it wasn't.
And that's a whole different struggle.
There we go. And it was still coming in, like the work was coming in, but it still was like I was working literally to make sure I can send money back. Yeah. It wasn't like I was receiving anything to keep that much during that time. So financially it got rough. And when it got rough, we fell behind on a mortgage. Well, it was my parents, one of their other properties, and we were 3 months behind. And I knew I started getting stressed out. And then my son, she unfortunately had a miscarriage when we tried the first time. And we went and tried again intentionally because she was distraught. She was like, I don't even know if I can have a child for you. And I'm like, now at that time, I'm like 25, 26. And I never had a kid yet. So we did again have an attempt at it, and we ended up being successful.
And then as a 26-year-old man, like, what do you do with that? Yeah.
But that's because my heart was big, but I didn't have big sense. I was literally using my heart. It wasn't like I didn't count no cost for anything, except the one thing I kept telling myself that I do remember, the benefit of the doubt, was she was already a mother taking care of her kids before she met me. So my simplistic or oversimplifying of thought process was, all I'm doing is coming in, I'm adding to what she's already been doing. It was like she's been holding it down as a single mom on her own.
Yeah.
So
that's the theory anyway.
That's a theory. That's what, but it's not like we counted. I didn't count the cost for something that could have happened, like a recession, or if somebody did happen to be incapable of working. It was if everything is good, it looks good for as long as that works.
Because you don't have enough life experience to know that. Yep.
Thank you. So that ship started sinking really quickly. It lasted for more about 2 years. And then immediately my son is getting ready to be born. And I felt like I was faced with either being a father for some reason or being a husband. And I'm like, this husband stuff hasn't been working within the context of our unit. I can't denounce being a father because I'm a son, and I know what a father feels like towards me. My father was amazing. God rest his soul. He was a great father. I know how to be that better than I know how to be a husband. And my parents didn't even know I got married till after I got married. So it wasn't like they were a part of the process. Yeah. My mom told me when I told her I got married, she started crying. She was in Walmart. She said she just started crying. Literally. So I did things that I thought were okay. Glorified boyfriend with a contract, not thinking about how that could affect mom and dad, or better yet, a recession happens and we weren't financially astute, how that can affect even me. Like, let me keep it real. I couldn't even have sex because I was stressed. Folks don't understand.
Do we really want to have that conversation?
But we're talking. I mean, we ain't talking about we grown men. I couldn't even, there was nothing stimulating. Nothing. So at that point, it's rough. And I ain't need no Viagra back at 20 something. I'm a bull, but I turned into a little lamb at that point.
Oh my God.
Fix your face, G. Yeah. Yeah. Put the camera on you right now.
No, it is.
Okay, good.
It is. Because people don't understand how true that statement is. People have no idea how true that statement is, because when the weight of the world is on you and you don't have the answer, like, it's very, very hard to be Dirk Diggler.
Huh? Come on, Dirk Diggler.
You know what I mean? It's very, very hard because, like, I think there's this misnomer about sex and genders, because it's this idea that women, it's all psychological, and with men, it's just like, hey, whenever the wind blows, we ready. But man, let me tell you, when you feel like that you're not a provider, you're not a good husband, you don't see a way out, and things are sinking down, it's very hard to be like, and I'll just say you're correct. I can't go down that. That's a whole different episode.
I'm telling you.
That's a whole different episode. And there are so many men who cannot say that because it's embarrassing for us. And it's like, oh man, I can't let nobody know. So now we have that going on. We have performance anxiety going on. And we have this secret shame that we can't really talk about, because like I can't as a man say to my friend, hey bro, I'm having trouble.
Thank you.
In the bedroom.
Because what is he gonna do with it?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with that information? Huh? He messed it up for him tonight. Now he probably can't focus, and he got a disorder.
Yeah. And he's like, wait a minute, hold on. Man, if G going through it and like I'm worse than he is.
I'm not saying nothing. We're not saying nothing. It's the silence of the lambs. We're not saying nothing. And that's real, man. We literally have, I'm glad that we were able to have that moment. That's the first time I shared that ever. And it's the truth. The truth is, I'm not ashamed of that. That's a part of what was my process to where I'm at now. But that part happened, man. So really, all of those things, like you said, combined, the sum total of all of that became weight.